I wanted to ask you about the conversation we're having in the country about ICE, this Minnesota. You have an experience as an attorney general. You've dealt with law enforcement. I think one of the key concerns about Democrats on the Hill right now is how to rein in ICE in a way that actually protects people. When we see actually ICE as something that's causing chaos, not creating order, and really creating a lot of harm. So just wanted to ask your views on the ICE debate today.
So I've served as the chief law enforcement officer in Kentucky for 4 years. I've led law enforcement groups. I've worked with law enforcement from the federal to the local level. As governor, we run the training for local law enforcement, and you are technically the head of the Kentucky State Police. What we see with ICE is an out-of-control law enforcement organization. They have an American body count. They have at least 2 officers being investigated for perjury. They are not doing officer-involved shooting investigations that are standard all across the country that occur after every single shooting that are so important so that people have confidence in their law enforcement. Their tactics aren't just aggressive. They are so overly aggressive compared to any other law enforcement group in the nation. You see how far out of line they are, and their leadership. Immediately coming to judgment about altercations, immediately labeling people as domestic terrorists before they ever even know is grossly irresponsible. So we've got to retrain every single ICE officer. The idea that they think that they can barge into an American's home with an administrative warrant means they're getting really bad advice and training as it is right now. If they are going to be out in public, they need different training on how you deal with the public, because the way they're doing it, no other law enforcement organization ever would. Why? Because the other law enforcement organizations are trying to respect the Constitution and our individual rights. And so I think that this is a massive challenge that needs to be fixed, and fixed as quickly as possible, because what we've seen in Minnesota and Chicago will continue in other places if the current leadership continues and if they are not fully retrained.
Yeah, I think that's such an important point when you think about ICE's interventions with the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and even the First Amendment. It's really a question of whether they will follow the Constitution like every other law enforcement.
The idea that ICE, instead of what they say they're doing, going after dangerous criminals, and by the way, if they know about dangerous criminals in Kentucky, while they're being retrained, send us the information. We'll go get them, and we'll do it right. And you know what? We'll be able to get the conviction because we won't barge into somebody's house without the judicial warrant that you would need so that the evidence can later be used. But you just think about the First Amendment, and ICE is now trying to get people's identity from social media who are criticizing them. That's your American right. ICE even tweeted back at me when I was on The View, saying exactly what I am today. And what I learned is ICE is so tough, it watches The View.